In a bustling plaza filled with whispers and gossip, a woman with long brown hair and green eyes meandered through, her head bowed. Dressed modestly in a blue tunic, her demeanor was one of quiet sorrow and resignation. The woman is walking with her head down. Observing the scene was Jesus. He watched the woman, his heart moved by her plight. The woman, burdened by unfair words, looked up and found herself in the gentle presence of Jesus. Her voice trembled as she spoke. "Lord, why do people speak ill of me? They point fingers as if they were better, but I see them doing the same things." Jesus, his gaze tender and soothing, met her eyes. When he spoke, his voice was firm yet wrapped in love. "You judge this woman," he addressed the crowd, "but have you looked at yourselves? It is easy to point out others' mistakes while ignoring your own." He raised his hand calmly, and a remarkable sight unfolded. In front of each person in the crowd appeared a mirror, reflecting not just faces but also the true nature of each heart, their flaws, sins, and hidden transgressions. "Look at yourselves," Jesus implored. "You speak of her sins, but are yours not the same or even worse?" The crowd froze as their own reflections stared back at them, witnessing lies, envy, and judgments cast without compassion. Moving amidst them, Jesus continued to speak. "You criticize, yet you do the same in secret. You point out the faults of others, but refuse to see your own. Before you judge, examine your own heart." Slowly, the weight of his words began to sink in. They lowered their heads, consumed by an unfamiliar shame, a recognition of their shared humanity and flaws. One individual voiced a weak justification. "But Lord, we only speak of what we see." Jesus, without wavering, Jesus replied, "And what do I see? I see your hearts. I see your words, your actions, and the judgments you make against one another. Be just and correct yourselves before condemning someone else." The crowd, subdued by an undeniable truth, began to disperse, their whispers now replaced with silence and introspection. The woman, who had become a focal point of scrutiny, felt the influence of grace as she glanced towards Jesus. His compassionate smile met her gaze, reassurance embedded in his expression. She whispered, "Lord, now I understand. What matters is what you see in me, not what others say." Jesus gently rested his hand upon her shoulder, a testament of his unwavering support and acceptance. "My daughter," he said softly, "I know your heart. Walk without fear, for I am the one who justifies you." With that, the woman lifted her head high, her spirit unburdened, her footsteps lightened by the knowledge that while opinions of the world echo and fade, the understanding and love of God remain eternal and unshakable. She walked away from the plaza with confidence renewed, a living witness to the profound message that the only opinion mattering is that of the one who sees the heart. Hypocrite, first take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye.